Hi, thanks for checking this video out. I'm your Everyday Joe. Today I'm going to be making mac and cheese bites using the Ninja Foodie. Stay tuned. The ingredients we're going to need: about 10 ounces of pasta, some Tostitos, salsa con queso, a tablespoon of jalapenos chopped, 2 tablespoons of bacon, 1 cup of Italian seasoned breadcrumbs, and 1 cup of Panko breadcrumbs, 2 eggs, shredded taco blend cheese, some crispy fried onions, and some seasoning. So the first thing we're going to do is get this pasta cooked, and we're going to pressure cook it using the Ninja Foodie. So let's get the water into the pot and get the pasta into the pot. All right, so we're going to give it a little stir. Make sure all the pasta is submerged in the water. All right, next thing, you're going to get your pressure lid on. Okay, that's, oh, you can hear the air coming out there through that valve when you close it. Close that up. You want to seal the valve, so turn it to seal. Pressure cook on. We're going to put it on low, and the time we're only going to give it 1 minute. 1 minute at a time. Start, and we're going to let the pressure build up. When the valve closes at the top here, the time will start, and at the end of that, it's just a quick release. We're just going to release the pressure in, let all the steam out, and then open it up. So I'll bring you back when I take the lid off and the pasta's cooked. All right, so now I just let the pressure out here and open it up. You want to make sure when you open it up, be careful of the steam, and you got a little bit of suction going on there. So be careful of the steam. Now, sometimes when you make pasta like this, you may have a little bit of water in there. You can keep stirring it until it evaporates, or you can just strain it, whichever way you like. So right now, as you can see, the Ditalini pasta is pretty much about 90% of the way cooked. And you don't want to overcook it because they'll fall apart. But at this point here, we're just going to start adding everything else into it. So let's open up this. This is about a 15 ounce container, jar of the queso. So I'm probably going to use about half. I'm going to judge it to see how much I need. I don't want to make it too soft, otherwise we won't be able to form them later. So I'm going to use about half, so about 8 ounces or so. Okay, let's give that a stir, just to get everything going already. All right, looks good. We'll add more queso if we see that it's getting a little too dry. So we're going to add the bacon pieces here. Again, about 2 tablespoons. You can judge it on your own. You want more bacon, add it in. Jalapeno. Now, the queso's got some in there. I just wanted some fresh jalapeno, chopped jalapenos in there, just to give it a little bit more of a zing in there, a little bit more spice. If you don't like spice, just hold off on it. And again, with the queso, this is a little spicy too. It's a medium. Okay. And we're going to add, this is 8 ounces of the nacho taco blend. It's a Cheddar Monterey Jack cheeses blend. So we're going to use about half this bag right now. Okay. And we'll probably add more as we form them, just to get the cheese on the outside too. Okay. Okay, because we're not trying to make it, we're trying to make it a little bit drier. We don't want to make it too soupy, like you normally would have your mac and cheese. So we want to make it a little bit drier so we can form them. And what I'm going to do also, I'm going to add some of these crispy fried onions. These are the Bell's version. You know, if you like French's, I like French's too. I just happen to find these. So I'm going to add a little bit, maybe a couple tablespoons, quarter cup or so. just to add a little bit more flavor, a little bit more crunch and texture. Okay, get that all mixed in here. All right, and I'm also going to add a couple tablespoons, or maybe a handful of breadcrumbs in there. Again, just to get it started, because I want to let this cool off a little bit before we start forming them. So just to get that started, get some crunch on the inside there. Okay. All right. So as you can see, the texture of it, I mean, it's really loose. It's not soupy at all. So what I'm going to do is probably add another tablespoon of this, a couple tablespoons. Because again, it's got to cool, so it's going to thicken as it cools anyway. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, let's just move this off to the side. I'm going to use one of these aluminum trays here, so I can spread the macaroni and cheese out, so it'll cool a little faster, and then when we form it, it'll be easier to form from that point. So let's just make sure we don't burn ourselves here. This might still be warm. Actually, it's not. It's pretty cool. Cooled off pretty quick. So we're just going to get that in to the pan here. Okay. Get all that goodness out of there. And that's the great thing about this pan. It's really non-stick. That ceramic coating really, they did a really good job with it. So just going to spread it out. Just going to spread it out so it cools a little quicker. Like that. All right, so we're going to let this sit for about 10 to 15 minutes until it cools off. And then I'll bring you back when we're ready to form the mac and cheese bites or the balls before we get into the air frying side of it. All right, so now the pasta is cooled off for about 10 minutes. It didn't take long at all. Now is probably a good time if you want to add a little extra pepper. Give it a taste. If you want to add some other seasoning, this is a good time for it. It really doesn't need much, as you're going to have plenty of seasoning in the breadcrumbs and also the queso mix. But what I am going to do is I'm going to add additional cheese at this point, because now it's bound up pretty good. So that's what we want. But we want extra cheese for when we air fry it. So I'm just going to add probably maybe another ounce, couple ounces. Use as much as you want, as much as you feel you need. Because I have a need for cheese. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a ice cream scoop here just to make everything more uniform. And I've got an egg wash here, just a couple of eggs with a little bit of water in it, and my breadcrumbs, both panko and Italian seasoned. I've already preheated this foodie for about 10 minutes, so it's already warm. So as we put them together, assemble them, we're going to put them in the foodie, getting ready to go here. So let's just grab that, and you want to pack it in as much as you can, just so everything stays together. And then just give it a roll. Yeah, just like you were making meatballs, Okay. So this is going to be a little messy, but at the end, it's all going to be worth it. All right, so you have meatball. All right, so from this point, now we're going to go get some breadcrumbs into it first, and then we'll double dip it just to get an extra crunch onto it. Okay, egg wash and breadcrumbs again. Okay, so we're just going to make sure we have enough of a coating on it. Okay, and get it into the foodie. Okay, so we're going to Now you can make these all at once if you want, and then do the dipping. I just find that I'm already here, might as well do it. So make things a little easier on myself for this. Okay, you want to make sure you push all the pasta, the Ditalini. If you're using elbow, you can use elbows. I just think the Ditalini easier, a little bit more uniform. Okay, get the breadcrumbs in here. And you can make them smaller, you can make them bigger. It's your call. Okay, give it a little press. Okay, and egg wash again. And back into the breadcrumbs. Okay, as you can see, I mean, this actually takes almost no time. Comes together really quick. I think the longest is going to be waiting for them. Okay, here we go. Nice. Get that in it, and I leave a little bit of space in between, maybe about an inch or so, just so the air circulates. So I'm going to get the rest of them put together, assembled, get them into the air fryer, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to cook them. So now I get them all done. It turned out to be about 11 of them, so I can't fit 11 of them in the Foodie. Unfortunately, that's one of the drawbacks, but I can get seven in here. They're about 2-inch size balls, and if you make them a little smaller, you could probably get 12 or 15 out of here. I mean, I've got 11 of these. So we're going to get the air crisp going on this. First thing, before I do that, I'm going to hit it with some avocado oil, just to kind of give it a head start. And like I said, I've already preheated this, so we're going to start that up. We're going to go to air crisp, and we're going to, I'm going to bring it to about 375 for about 10 minutes. Okay, I'm going to start that. And the reason I'm going to 375 is because I don't want the tops to burn. The Foodie does a really good job at toasting up the bottoms really well. And I think if it's a little too hot, it might burn. So we're gonna leave it at 375. If we need to bump it up a little bit, I'll let you know when I bring you back. All right, so the Foodie just finished with the second batch. I did bump it up to 400 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes. That seems to be the sweet spot for this. And it looks pretty good, so I'm going to take them out. You can still hear the sizzle on here. So we'll just take these out and be very careful. These are very hot. They may not seem hot on the outside, but the inside they're still bubbling because I can actually hear them sizzle. Okay, take these all out, and they toasted up really nicely. And you can see my earlier batch here, all nice presentation. It looks really good, and I've eaten one, so I know that they taste great. So I'm going to cut one of these bad boys open to show you what it looks like on the inside. All right, let's just make some room here. I'm going to do this big one here. That seems to be just asking for trouble. So let's just get in there, and you can hear the crust. Nice and crispy. And take a look at that. And that looked nice. Now, you can fill it with even more cheese. You can put more cheese on top and bake it again, have a nice mozzarella topping. I think you get to a point that sometimes a little overkill, but cheese is always better. So that is very, very hot. So what I have here is some ranch dressing, nice and cool. It's cool ranch, nice and cool. So you can see it's still steaming. So hopefully I don't burn my mouth doing this, but it's worth it. So let's give a little dip here. That's really good. I'm going to double dip. I'm going to eat this anyway. It's all mine. That's really good. I mean, the texture on the outside came out really, really nice. So now what I would normally do with this, and what I'm probably going to end up doing, I'm not going to eat all of these, obviously. I'm going to take these, I'm going to freeze them, put them in a Ziploc bag after they've cooled a little bit, and throw them in the freezer. So next time I want 1 or 2 of them, throw them in the air fryer or the Ninja Foodie, and let them bake up for about 15 minutes, 10 minutes at 350. You want to keep a lower temperature if you've already pre-cooked them. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope you've enjoyed the idea. my take on a mac and cheese bite or mac and cheese ball version. If you have any comments, you have any suggestions, go ahead and place them down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, give me some thumbs up. Again, some comments, some likes, some shares. We appreciate all the support we get from all our viewers, whether you subscribe or not, but we do appreciate you watching. So thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.